Inflation is at its all-time highest. Why? Ahead.
And the Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley needs your help. How you can help in minutes.
KVAQ-TV starts now.
Hey vaqueros, welcome back. This is the first spring edition of KVAQ-TV. I'm Amada Valdovinos.
And I'm Xavier Aguilar. Today is Tuesday, January 17th, and at the top of the newscast. Inflation has hit a record high in America, its highest point in 40 years, according to PBS. Here's our reporter Felix Balderas with the story.
Fuel prices have declined since last year, but people are still feeling the pinch of inflation elsewhere. According to PBS and economists, inflation has risen to 9.1%, leaving many to wonder about the direction of the U.S. economy. Inflation has affected the lives of most Americans in some way or another. Economics professor Marula Kreisch speaks to KVAQ-TV about the origins of surging prices.
When the pandemic started, as we all know, there was a lot of supply chain disruptions. So that by itself, this type of supply shock caused prices to go up. Come next, all the stimulus checks while people are at home. That also caused people to increase their purchases of goods. Next came the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which also pushed oil prices and also pushed food prices up.
Eggs, meats, fresh produce, and rent are just some of the things being affected by inflation. Economics professor Salvador Contreras adds that Americans put excess stress on the supply chain for goods. When the pandemic hit, the government provided Americans with trillions of dollars in stimulus money while lowering interest rates. He says an increase in all of these things has led to prices going up.
In order to reduce inflation, you have to suck up all of the liquidity you put in the marketplace. And the only way you can do this is by increasing interest rates. That means that student loan interest rates on student loans are going to go up. Car loans, credit cards, interest rates on mortgages are going to go up.
Economists and forecasters have speculated a recession for 2023. Contreras gives insight into the topic that remains in many Americans' minds.
Why are people even talking about a recession, you may ask? Okay, so when the Federal Reserve decides to increase rates, it makes investments in anything more expensive. And so even if there is some loosening of economic activity, the current momentum is likely to suck up all of this weaknesses that is likely to occur because of increasing rates in the economy.
The effects a potential recession will have on the lives of Americans is still not certain, but finance professor Jorge Vidal mentions one thing he knows for sure.
So I think there's a likelihood that we will see a recession this year, because the Fed has increased the rates so much, and they're going to continue increasing rates. How deep the recession is going to be, I don't know, but it's going to cause unemployment.
According to Kreisch, the last time inflation was reported, it came slightly under control, but it's very far from the 2% target that we are used to. A recession remains possible for 2023, and finance professor Jorge Vidal suggests to have an emergency fund ready. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, this is Felix Balderas.
This year, Americans spent approximately $960 billion in holiday shopping. That's a little more than last year, leaving some Americans counting pennies. According to economics professor Watam Hasarika, ongoing inflation has caused the price of goods to increase significantly throughout the year, leading holiday sales to rise by 7.6%. A survey done by Lending Tree reported that credit card debt has increased by 15% since 2021. Computer science graduate student SM Sarwar says last year made him realize he had to start putting limits on his spending due to consumer goods increasing constantly, and adds what has helped him save money this new year.
I check some of the apps like Walmart, Amazon, eBay, or other to check, compare price. But even I stopped out restaurant to type food, stop outing with friends.
Experts advise people to save at least 20% of each paycheck. Independent agent at Official Financial Services Liz Shamlian says by simply creating a savings account where you can deposit money every time you get paid can help you cut back on excessive spending.
$50 taken out of your account and put into a savings account, and just don't touch it. If you get a pay increase, don't forget to pay yourself and put that money into into your savings account. So increase it by $25, $10.
A common mistake people make when attempting to save money is getting consolidation loans, which can potentially lower interest rates. Shamlian says that might not always be the best choice and explains what you should do instead.
Some of these consolidation loans can get you into further debt. So I always say, especially if you don't understand financing that well, to go to an expert and have them advise you.
Shamlian says it's never too late to prepare yourself for the future and start saving money for your retirement. She also explains why it's important to come up with a budgeting plan.
Once it's written and you have a goal, it's just easier to stick to, and you can tell when you go off track. It gives you that stability to look at something and say, okay, where did I go wrong? Let me go back to my plan.
Some of the popular apps for budgeting are Mint, Good Budget, and Honeydew. You can also go to your local bank if you're interested in opening up a savings account. For KVAQ-TV in Westlaco, I'm Amada Valdovinos.
The Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley is looking for donations to revitalize its food supply. With COVID, inflation, and various weather patterns affecting food supply, the need for donations has been great. CEO of the Food Bank of the RGV, Libby Sines, says that anyone can be affected by hunger.
Hunger has it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't, factor into what someone's, economic status is. You could be doing great right now and, you lose your job or you get sick. The next thing you know, you need the food bank.
Sines adds that the food bank has seen, on average, 76,000 individuals weekly, and over the holiday season, that number has gone up to 95,000. She says the food bank has about 70 loads of food canceled from government assistance. To donate unopened and unexpired food, you can go to the FAR location at 724 North Cage Boulevard or visit foodbankrgv.com. These donations will help families in Willacy, Cameron, and Hidalgo County.
And that's a wrap for us today. Make sure to watch us Monday through Friday on VCast monitors and on social media.
For KVAQ-TV, I'm Xavier Aguilar.
And I'm Amada Valdovinos. Have a great first week back.
Bye, vaqueros.